smart youthpreneurs, then we have the smart women. The chairman of the Anambra Traditional Rulers Council, S.E. Weka, and I see the representatives of the other traditional rulers, the chairmen of each of the senatorial zones are here. So the traditional rulers are here in representative capacity. I think members of the EXCO here, the state chairman of the only party in Anambra State, the All Progressives Grand Alliance. And let me rest on all the protocols duly established. Let me join all the earlier speakers in welcoming all of you to this very great event. Quite frankly, I wasn't expecting it this way. Quite surprised, because even till early hours of this morning, I was still quibbling as to whether I should attend or send a representative to the event. But then coming here, oh my God. One youth! One youth! Hey, one more brother. So let me join in welcoming all of you to this very historic event. And I will say a word or two as to what makes it historic. But before then, I want to thank very specially the Commissioner for Youth Development. You are the advisor. I could say, when I was coming in, I saw all the youth generals, the heads of the various youth organizations, line up. And I could tell, you are all welcome. I think the Youth Allied Forces are here, with all your representatives here. I want to thank all of you for standing as one team, one solid team for the development, encouragement, and participation of the youths in the transformation of Anambra. And let me specifically then thank the coordinators, the organizers of this SYPSG, the Solution Youthpreneur Support Group. And it's very fascinating for me. I was getting a little bit emotional as the speakers were speaking. Because this is one program, one initiative that is proving to be a very fundamental game changer. It's not just another youth empowerment program. You get youth, give them 2, 3 week or 4 weeks or 6 week ad hoc training, and then distribute money and they go and we say we've empowered youth. No. This is very deliberate, very well structured, organic, and we're going from first principles with an eye on sustainability. My dear friends, where we are today, this event today, and where I was getting emotional, is that I was thinking that this might be a place we will get to, probably in 10 years or 20 years' time. But to think that here, the essence of this event today is that we started off with 1 youth 2 skills, where we not only give people vocational skills. Between 2023 and 2024, we had, 2022, 2023, for about 12 months, people were put under the formal, almost reinvention of the Igbo apprenticeship system, where you now take those to be trained to the places of training. In some form, you might liken it, some people call it IT, almost an industrial training, where the person is taken there to be trained from first principles in specific vocations. And after that, they are given the second skill, which is entrepreneurship skill. How to run a business, how to organize a business, manage your finances, and so on. And then we provided them with seed capital and provided also resources for them to access if they wanted access to cheap financing, a single-digit interest rate, but then with seed capital as grant. And then we set up the cooperative structure that then traces and continues to monitor and mentor those who have been trained and empowered to now run their own businesses, and getting feedbacks and social and group support, social and group networks. The failure rate of these things, examples across the world, has been very monumental, very high. But for us to come back, barely 12 months, less than 24 months, certainly, to come back and to have 1,000 out of these people who themselves are now firmly established and have become millionaires themselves, offer to say, listen, we now want to train others free of charge by ourselves. That's why we are here. That's why I was getting emotional. I'm very excited about this. Listening to this, that these people were just, were running all over the state, providing them with vocational skills and with the cash empowerment, and subsequently some billions set aside for them to take as soft loans when needed, that they have become such entrepreneurs themselves, some employers of labor, and some even exporting. And that comes to the heart of our social and human capital agenda, to provide and produce human capital that is productive at home and exportable abroad. That's our vision. And that's just who we are in the Anambra. And we're getting back to basics, to take back our society at a very, very fundamental level. So I want to particularly appreciate the youthpreneurs, the SYPSG group. They formed themselves into a support group that supports this One Youth Two Skills program as beneficiaries of the program, and now therefore to train others free of charge, 1,000 in various communities and in various. I was told yesterday how these 1,000 persons were selected, and I'm so glad to hear that this crosses all communities in Anambra State and wards and so on and so forth. And I want to particularly appreciate the organizers, the youthpreneurs, for this magnanimity. It tells us that we are truly building to last. We're not waiting 10 years or 20 years to evaluate whether this program is sustainable. The proof is here today that we are building to last and that this is a sustainable program. We're building to last. This is sustainable. And we're getting down to the foundations. I've been procrastinating. I've run into a few of you in your workshops, in your shops, in your places of where you are doing your things. When we had some displays of some wares, I saw some making shoes or doing this who have come on on a kind of show advertising their products and so on and so forth. All I can tell you is that government, as far as I'm here, this has taken a life of its own. But we will continue to do everything within our powers to give you all the necessary support to continue to do more. And I will come down to this. This is still on appreciation. But as has been said, and the Honorable Commissioner did mention that very eloquently, we're very intentional and systematic about what we do with regards to taking back our state, taking back our society, and rebuilding it from the first principles to who we are. In the Anambra, our brand, the equity, what we are known for. When you say you're from Anambra, anywhere in the world, what will come to people's mind immediately will be a few words: enterprise, hard work, integrity. These are key words that basically will come to mind. Enterprise, very, very enterprising people, very resourceful people. Entrepreneurs are people we know how to create wealth, we know how to make money, and we want to take our youths back to those roots, away from the current wave of and the preachments by some even religious groups who are trying to preach to people that you can have a crown without a cross, or you can have wealth without work. This is part of what we're fighting, because there is a nexus between that ideology and criminality. So people now think you can go and do kidnapping, bring money to society, and in a society where nobody cares what you do for a living, it all goes, it's good, no problem, we celebrate money. Profanities, vanities, and so on being thrown on our faces all the way. But we want to go back to the roots, to celebrate hard work, to celebrate enterprise, to celebrate integrity. And that is what these are youths here today represent. That's the restructuring, fundamental restructuring of the society that we have embarked upon, and we are very deliberate about it. This 1,000, the 1,000 happen to be 1,000 being trained by those who are already beneficiaries. And this is new. I've never heard about this before anywhere in the world. Of those who have been youths, I've never heard where those who have benefited from youth empowerment schemes have come together, organized themselves together to now train and empower others. This is what is happening here in Anambra State. Unsurprisingly, it has to be here. The people known for enterprise. The people known for enterprise. And yes, as your chairman did mention, that era where we had massive industrial estates all over the old Anambra, we saw it. Even after the war, under the then sole administrator of Adiasika, our people came back together again to rebuild and want massive industrial development. But unfortunately, for more than 22 decades now or so, all those industries died. But we're hoping for a new beginning that is rooted, fundamentally rooted. And so when we came in, we defined this, as I said, human capital agenda in terms of rebuilding from first principles to build human capital that is productive at home and exportable abroad. In the area of health, yes, we've gone to the basic principles, starting with the entire ecosystem, starting from the primary health center. Now in every ward, recruited immediately within the first 3-6 months of assumption of office, we recruited over 1,000 medical personnel, consultants, doctors, pharmacists, and so on, nurses, to make sure end the era of hospitals and health centers without medical personnel. That's where we started, because a healthy society is a wealthy society. Refurbishing all our primary health centers, putting skills, equipment, and so on there, even with solar. And now implementing our telemedicine to make sure that we'll get to in a few months' time, we will get to the stage where we can proudly say in Anambra that if you live in a ward, you will have access to a doctor 24/7 through telemedicine. That's in the area of health. And we're taking it to a secondary level. We're building our general hospitals to make sure at least every local government has a world-class functional general hospital, at least one. Some have more. But in the next few months, when we commission several of them that have been completed brand new, then every local government will be assured of having one fundamentally functioning general hospital at the minimum. Some have two, some have three, or as the case may be. At the tertiary level, we're building the largest trauma center, I am told, in Nigeria at the tertiary teaching hospital, and that will actually provide all of that. That's ready. That will soon be ready for commissioning, and the other stuff I can go on. If I talk about health, we can go on this for a whole day. Then education. This same thing about empowerment, we're taking it from the roots. Anambra people, education, we do well in education. But we are doing even better now. We've taken it from the foundation, going back to primary schools. And the weakest link in our educational system happened to be the government schools. And we saw that that was our weakest link, because the system is as strong as the weakest link. We went back there and focused very intensely, while still providing humongous subsidies and support to mission schools, the ones returned to the churches, which cost the state billions every month in the year to run, to subsidize. We hire teachers, we post teachers to them, we pay them, we pay their pension, we pay their gratuity and salaries for these places. We also give them some grants, but with an intense focus on the public institutions, rebuilding them from first principles. There is no such thing as smart education without smart teachers or without available teachers. And we are the first, I am told, in the country, governor that starts office, and within the first 9 months in office, first 9 months, recruited, first started with first 5,000 teachers, and second again, and followed that up very quickly with another 3,115, bringing to a total, within a year plus in office, recruited 8,115 teachers to end the era of schools without teachers in Anambra State. Because if you want to know the quality of education you are offering, look at the availability, quality of teachers, and the quality of teaching. So we decided to go there again from first principles. And then we followed up with having truly free primary to JSS 3 in the first instance, that no child in any public school in Anambra from kindergarten to JSS 3 will be charged a kobo. We followed that up. Now when we try that, I will tell you the result of all of this. Now we have extended it from September last year. We now extended it to SS3 or secondary school. So no child in our school system, public school, is charged a penny. And you know what? Enrollment in our school system, particularly in public schools, have now skyrocketed. In the first instance, it went down by about 18.7%. Now over 22%, jumped up. And you know the result. The out-of-school children now in Anambra, I'm waiting for the official confirmation of the numbers. But I am told, if that is true, I said, because I know in 2023, when the data was published in 2023, Anambra had the lowest out-of-school children at 2.9%. Some states have over 40, 50%. But Anambra had the lowest out of the 36 states plus FCT as at 2023. But what I am hearing recently, if that is true, we're almost driving down to zero, to about 0.25%. So, we are very, like I said, very intentional and systematic about this. Making sure that we leave no one behind. That every child in Anambra has an opportunity. It is the same way, even in health. that we started off our free antenatal, free delivery, including free cesarean operations in Anambra, in all public hospitals in the state. And as at December, when we had the latest numbers, as at December, mid-December, already 82,888 women had benefited from our free antenatal, free delivery as at December, with over 400 cesarean operations free of charge in Anambra State. So, we're using this, we're very, very deliberate. We're very deliberate about all of this. And now for the youth stuff, it's not just about employing. We've had these thousands, over 1,000 in the health sector employed, 8,000 plus in the education sector, in the security, architecture, and local security, a few thousands there, or this direct employment. But then, under our 1U2 skills, 5,000 trained and empowered, another 8,300 will soon graduate and will be empowered this year. Another 8,300, they have been undergoing their training since last year. Sooner or later, they will be ready. This is different from the 1,000 that our beneficiaries are training, which is what is happening now. But what is important in the Anambra for us to realize, this program is so popular now, the demand is very high, that actually the 8,300 we have taken is out of an application of over 180,000 youths that applied. We were taking only 8,000 plus. In the next batch, we are looking forward to up to 20,000 participating. Because we are deliberately building the infrastructure, the institutions, and continue to expand capacity, that the facilities for this training are getting into all the nooks and crannies of Anambra State. Because we are using a unique training system, building on our unique apprenticeship system. And you know what? This also calls for collaboration. The partnership with the communities, partnership within the Anambra who have means. And I will continue to appreciate in the Anambra for answering to our call for PPCP, public-private community partnerships. I have been going around several communities, commissioning roads, private individuals doing 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers of roads. I've been going to communities to commission them. One person, the person who still holds the #1 flag in the state is late Enukeme, Chief Enukeme, Tony Mas of blessed memory, who constructed standard, durable 18-kilometer road network in his community. He's late now. We don't remember him for all the petrol stations that he owned. We remember him because he left lasting legacy in his community. Now I'm proud to hear that some others of the Anambra are now eager to want to beat his record. And so if somebody from a neighboring community in Anocha who has done 16-point-something kilometers says his target is to get to 30 kilometers done in his community. I'm talking about solid standard roads supervised by our own Ministry of Works to standard. I'm not talking about those building hospitals, those building schools, those building markets, and so on and so forth. So I appreciate in the Anambra because we love our homeland. Now, with regards to the youths, I'm therefore also calling on communities and in the Anambra, this is the better way to use our money. This is the better way to use our money. It's not using our money in expensive funerals. Don't get me wrong. You can have your one-day funeral thing. Here in Anambra, we'll say we give people befitting living and decent funeral. Let's celebrate the living. Let us invest that money in our youths, in your various communities. dole out the millions and the billions that we have, and let's use them to empower the youth. Because that's our future. That's our today, and that's our tomorrow. That's our today, that's our tomorrow. I was at one funeral in Anambra during the Yuletide season. And when we went into one tent, there were quite a number of the who is who. And somebody said to me, made an introduction and said to me that it's a club of 139 billionaires. That there are 139 in number and that they are all billionaires. And I clapped and I said, this is wonderful. But you know what? Because I don't know, I haven't gone into your pockets. The only way we know that you are a billionaire in Anambra is if you show us the roads that you have done, the schools you have done, the hospitals, or how many thousands of youths you have trained and empowered. If you cannot show us 1,000 youths in Anambra that you have trained and empowered, you are not a billionaire. The only way, that's the only proof. How many thousands of youths have been empowered? Because otherwise the money is useless. Anybody can say I have 1 trillion or 10 trillion. It means nothing. They say money is what money can buy. In this case, we say money is what money can do. Is how many persons money has empowered. That's the whole thing. Now we get on from this youth empowerment thing, so I'm using this opportunity to call on the Anambra who have means. That part of what we now need to do is not what we eat, how much are you going to eat? How much are you going to drink? How many rooms are you going to sleep on? Or how many beds will you sleep on? How many cars will you drive at any point in time? All these are vanities. Let us follow our forebears, those who led the thing, who led the way, who led the pathway, who showed us that we are the people who value our communities, and what we are doing under our youth to skills, and what these young men and women are doing today is going back to that spirit of Anambra. They have just benefited, not barely 1 year ago, and they are here today to give back by helping to train others. So if they themselves as young millionaires are now volunteering their resources, and by the way, I want to put it on record that this whole event is organized and funded by them. This is not a government event. It's very important to make this point. This event is not a government event. This is an event by them, organized by them, paid for by them. If these young child who have just undergone training 2 years ago can do this, they are in the Anambra. Those who can afford to spare some millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, and so on. We are waiting for the day, each and every one of you, once you are ready. The same way I go to communities to commission roads and projects, once you are ready with the youths you have trained and empowering, call me. We will come and help the college spirit up. You know what we're doing in the area of technology? Our SID and the training of over 23,000 of our youths, the CODA Anambra programs, and we're building our own Silicon Valley. Anambra, when they say African Dubai, Taiwan, I say it's not even complete, because in 2006, I gave a lecture here in Anambra to the League of Anambra Professionals, and I articulated a vision that Anambra could become the African Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley. And I want to tell you, we are very intentional in laying the foundations for that. Our own Silicon Valley is coming up there, and pretty soon the world will know. And it is for our youths. It's for our youths. Our reform program is on course. Those in the bushes, those who want to make money quick, the criminals who no longer value hard work, that's not who we are. And then the Anambra youths, we have decided that the 0.01% criminals who are out there in the bush causing. Occasionally they will sneak out of the bushes and cause one mayhem or the other, and it will be all over social media. That 0.01% can never define the rest of the 99.99% of us. Our youths, a large percentage of our youths, 99.99%, are hardworking, they are honest people, they want to take their destiny in their own hands, they want to have a future for themselves. They only need our push. But all of us must bond together and fight that 0.01% because they are giving us a bad name. We are urging them, those of you in the bush who are carrying gun or whatever, again, come out from there and we will help to rehabilitate you. And the Commissioner for Youth, we've asked them for them to go and register in the Office of the Special Advisor Security, and then also the Office of the Commissioner for Youth. If you come out and surrender, we will devise special 1U2 skills for you, train you and empower you and reintegrate you into society. But if you fail to come out from there, I can tell you with the Agone Chamber and Operation Udogachi, we are coming after you. We are coming after you. We are coming after you. There will be no hiding place. No hiding place. If you know anybody who is a member, in fact, if you know anybody who goes to the bush anywhere, tell us. We'll go and grab the person. If you know anybody who goes to any camp, are you hearing me? And we say to our youth, because they're the ones trying to bring bad name to these decent people here. Criminals and their supporters, these native doctors that do all manner of confuse them. Who confuse them? Of course, we've told them that I think they have to make a choice. And for us, we've chosen the path of enterprise, hard work, and integrity. For them, they choose now to be in the bush and come out to collect from those who have worked hard. We said that wouldn't work. Not in Anambra. They could find somewhere else. And so, for all of you, and including those who have gone onto the Farm to Feed program, you know, when the youths of Nigeria were saying they were having a demonstration last year against hunger, we youths in Anambra said no, we're not participating. That in Anambra, in our culture, it's an abomination for a man to stand on the street and say, I'm hungry. Our people will ask you, don't you have hands or legs? Go to the farm, go and plant something and eat. It's shameful in our culture here. And we decided to launch the Farm to Feed. So we launched it, and it's growing like wildfire. Because if everybody produces one thing that he needs to use for one day, the prices of whether it is pepper, whether it's onions, whether it is vegetable, that one day in a week you don't have to go to the market to buy what you eat. The prices of agricultural commodities, food and so on will crash. Let us get back to basics, and I want to thank our youths for keying into the Farm to Feed. And of course, I talked about the next phase of our 1U2 skills program, the Omo Boy skill program. There are several training programs. I won't exhaust them talking on the podium here. For our youths, just ask which one you are interested. There is remaking of our Omo Boy, the entrepreneurship scheme, from first principles, and there are tools now to train the Omo Boy while they are undergoing the apprenticeship skills to acquire some other skills before they leave. And we are very, very deliberate about forging partnerships to make this program to continue to be sustainable. As government, we are ready. We are prioritizing rescuing our youths from kindergarten through primary, through secondary, through the university system, and vocational education, and with our 1U2 skills, and with our digital skills, we're trying to build a holistic ecosystem where no youth in Anambra will say, I don't have the opportunity. We will do that within our limited resources, but we'll also be partnering with corporations, private individuals, and that's why I'm calling out the wealthy Anambra, to come on board. Join us on this crusade, because as I close my eyes and I try to visualize the future, from what has happened today, that those we just empowered barely 12, 18 months ago are now themselves youthpreneurs, millionaires, who are now training 1,000 other youths free of charge. This is a case study of, I don't know how else to qualify it in terms of its success and sustainability. With this momentum going, and many of you now as entrepreneurs and employers of labor, so I close my eyes and try to visualize as we continue with this 1U2 skills and continue to ratchet it up in terms of both the skill mix and the empowerment that goes with it. With our new industrial city, sitting on thousands of acres of land where we are taking now 24-hour electricity and building infrastructure in the place, where we will, over time, for some of you, will be giving you land to build your factories, as the case may be. I can imagine, I can visualize, I can say it, in all sectors, be it in tech, be it in commerce, be it in industry, and otherwise. We can close our eyes and see Anambra in 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I won't yet tell you what I am saying, but it is a very great place. Let us bond together. Let us get together. And I believe firmly that yes, with this level of, with these youths here, this is just a fraction of you. 1,000 decided to train another 1,000. 1,000 of those who benefited came together and said, we are benefited enough, we are doing well. We want to train others and empower others. That's what we've come here to do today. Anambra, that's a new dawn. That's a new spirit. With this new spirit, a new Anambra is born. With this, Anambra will explode. With this new spirit, the Anambra as an industrial, entertainment, technology-driven commercial hub is on its way. And yes, for those who doubt, those who think when we say Dubai, Taiwan, Silicon Valley, that it is skyscrapers, that you measure that, that's the foundation. You've got to lay the foundation. You ask them where Dubai was 60 years ago, and the foundations that were put in place. We are going much faster. And sooner or later, the world will see the fruits of your efforts. All I can say is that we are ready to support you as long as you continue to work hard, and I'm looking forward to the next set of beneficiaries. Maybe next year again we'll be invited to come and have another cohort, and so on and so forth. And let me end by saying, for the 1,000 that you are going to be, that you are training, when you finish with them, I want to say we will try to partner with communities, but those that the communities are not able to absorb in terms of those private people coming up with the funding that would require, because this 1,000 is in addition to our 8,300 that we have already put on the line. If they are not ready to come once you finish the training, we will partner with you to make sure that they are empowered to get into the field. There is nothing better, there is no better way to spend our money. We will spend whatever it takes on our youths, because that's our today and that's our tomorrow. I want to thank you all, and may God bless you. Bless Anambra State.